The tranquil Swiss village of Bollingen, psychiatrist Carl Jung built a stone retreat by Lake Zurich. This was not just a getaway but a deliberate space for deep, undistracted work. Jung's tower became his sanctuary for writing, meditation, and reflection, away from the bustle of city life. He would rise early, dedicate hours to focused writing, and spend afternoons in contemplation or walking the countryside. Without electricity, the tower fostered a slower, more intentional pace. Jung's retreat wasn't an escape from work but a way to advance his groundbreaking ideas in psychology. His commitment to deep, concentrated effort became a cornerstone of his success. Jung's approach exemplifies what we now call deep work. Deep work is the act of engaging in professional activities with distraction-free concentration, pushing your cognitive abilities to their limits. This kind of effort creates new value, improves skills, and is difficult to replicate. Decades of research in psychology and neuroscience confirm that mental strain from deep work is essential for growth and mastery. In a world filled with distractions, deep work stands out as the engine behind true innovation and progress. Jung's tower was his tool for achieving this state, but the principle applies to anyone seeking to excel in demanding fields. Throughout history, influential figures have relied on deep work. Michel de Montaigne wrote in a private library, Mark Twain retreated to shed to craft his novels, and Woody Allen produced decades of acclaimed films without the distraction of computers. Even in the digital age, leaders like Bill Gates isolated themselves for think weeks to focus on big ideas. J.K. Rowling famously avoided social media while writing Harry Potter. These examples show that deep work is not just a relic of the past or for technophobes, it's a common thread among those who achieve extraordinary results. Today, most knowledge workers struggle to maintain deep work. The rise of network tools, email, social media, and endless notifications has fragmented attention. Studies show that over 60% of the workweek is spent on electronic communication and internet searching, with nearly 30% just on email. This constant connectivity makes it nearly impossible to achieve the long, uninterrupted stretches of focus required for deep work. Instead, shallow work tasks that are easy, logistical, and often performed while distracted dominates the modern workplace, eroding our ability to concentrate deeply. Shallow work may keep us busy, but it rarely creates lasting value. Tasks like responding to emails or attending routine meetings are easy to replicate and don't push our skills. Over time, spending too much time in a state of distraction can actually reduce our capacity for deep work. Journalist Nicholas Carr described how the internet chips away at our ability to concentrate, a sentiment echoed by many who feel their focus slipping in the digital age. The shift toward shallow work is not easily reversed, and the longer we stay in this mode, the harder it becomes to reclaim our ability to go deep. Jason Ben's journey illustrates the transformative power of deep work. As a financial consultant, Ben realized his job could be automated by a simple Excel macro. Determined to become more valuable, he decided to learn computer programming, a challenging skill requiring intense focus. At first, Ben struggled with distractions, spending most of his time surfing the web, but he forced himself to study in a distraction-free environment, using only textbooks and note cards. Over time, he trained his mind to concentrate deeply, eventually excelling in a demanding coding bootcamp and landing a high-paying job as a developer. Ben's story shows that deep work is a learnable skill with real rewards. Deep work is essential for two main reasons. First, it enables you to quickly master hard things, a crucial ability in an economy where technology and skills change rapidly. Second, deep work allows you to produce at an elite level, both in quality and speed. In a digital world, if you can create something valuable, your audience is limitless. But if your work is mediocre, it's easy for others to find better alternatives. Whether you're a programmer, writer, marketer, or entrepreneur, excelling requires the kind of focused effort that only deep work can provide. Deep work hypothesis states that the ability to perform deep work is becoming increasingly rare at the same time it's becoming more valuable. As a result, those who cultivate this skill and make it central to their working life will thrive. In the past, only a small professional class needed deep work, but today, as more jobs become knowledge-based, deep work is becoming a key currency. The real rewards go to those who can focus deeply and produce outstanding results, not just those who can navigate social media or handle routine tasks. Today's economy, three groups thrive: high-skilled workers who can work with complex machines, superstars who are the best in their field, and owners with capital to invest in new technologies. High-skilled workers like Nate Silver leverage data and analytics to create value. Superstars like David Heinemeier Hansson, creator of Ruby on Rails, benefit from global access to talent markets. Owners like venture capitalist John Doerr profit from investing in technology-driven companies. To join these winners, you need to master hard things quickly and produce at an elite level, both of which require deep work. Thrive, you must be able to quickly master complex skills. Technologies like databases and statistical software are not intuitive. They require focused study and practice. For example, Nate Silver's election forecasts rely on mastering tools like SQL and Stata, which demand deep understanding. This ability to learn hard things quickly is not just for tech fields, it's essential in medicine, marketing, and beyond. If you can't learn, you can't keep up. Deep work is the foundation for acquiring new skills and staying relevant. Producing at an elite level means turning your skills into tangible results that people value. It's not enough to be good at something, you must deliver outstanding work. David Hansson, for example, didn't just learn to code, he created Ruby on Rails, a framework used by major websites. Nate Silver didn't just analyze data, he made election predictions that captured national attention. To stand out, you need to push your abilities to their limits and consistently produce high-quality output. Deep work is the engine that drives this elite production. Deliberate practice is the key to mastering complex skills. Psychologist K. Anders Ericsson's research shows that expert performers aren't born, they're made through focused, deliberate effort. This kind of practice requires intense concentration and feedback, which can't happen alongside distractions. Neuroscience reveals that deep focus strengthens the brain's neural circuits, making skills more automatic and effective. If you want to learn hard things quickly, you must create time for deep, undistracted work. High-quality work is a product of time spent and intensity of focus. Adam Grant, a top professor at Wharton, exemplifies this principle. By batching his work into long, uninterrupted stretches, Grant produces more research and writing than his peers without working longer hours. The key is minimizing attention residue, the lingering thoughts from switching tasks. Research shows that even brief interruptions can significantly reduce performance. To maximize productivity, focus deeply on one task at a time. You switch from one task to another, your attention doesn't immediately follow. A residue of your focus remains on the previous task, reducing your performance on the new one. This effect is especially strong if the first task was unfinished or low intensity. Frequent task switching, even if it feels productive, actually diminishes your ability to work at a high level. To produce your best work, you need extended periods of deep, uninterrupted focus. Not every role requires deep work. High-level executives like Jack Dorsey, who manage multiple companies, thrive on rapid decision-making and constant communication. Their value comes from processing inputs and making quick judgments, not from long stretches of focused effort. However, these roles are rare and highly specific. For most professionals, deep work remains the key to standing out and achieving lasting success. Modern workplaces often prioritize open office layouts, instant messaging, and social media engagement. While these trends promise collaboration and rapid communication, they come at the cost of constant distraction. Open offices make it difficult to focus, and real-time messaging interrupts deep thought. Even content creators are pressured to maintain an active online presence, further fragmenting their attention. These trends make deep work increasingly rare. One reason deep work is undervalued is the difficulty in measuring its impact. Unlike visible tasks like answering emails, the benefits of deep focus work are hard to quantify. This metric black hole means that businesses often prioritize easily measured activities even if they're less valuable. As a result, shallow work thrives while deep work is overlooked, despite its critical role in innovation and productivity. In the absence of clear feedback, people tend to choose the easiest path. In business, this often means defaulting to constant connectivity and quick responses, rather than planning and focusing deeply. It's easier to reply to emails or attend routine meetings than to carve out time for challenging, high-value work. This principle explains why shallow work persists, even when it's not the most productive use of time. Many knowledge workers equate visible busyness with productivity. In the absence of clear metrics, activities like answering emails, attending meetings, and responding quickly to messages become stand-ins for real value. This mindset is a holdover from the industrial age, where productivity was measured by output. In knowledge work, however, true value often comes from less visible, deeper efforts. Culture often assumes that anything related to the internet is inherently good and necessary. This technopoly mindset leads organizations to push employees toward constant online engagement, even when it's distracting. The pressure to tweet, post, and stay connected can overshadow the real work that creates value. Recognizing this bias is the first step toward reclaiming time for deep, meaningful work. While businesses may overlook deep work, individuals who prioritize it gain a significant advantage. As deep work becomes rarer, its value increases. By systematically developing your ability to focus and produce high-quality work, you can stand out in any field. The myopia of peers and employers creates an opportunity for those willing to resist the trend toward distraction. Deep work doesn't just lead to professional success, it also brings meaning and satisfaction. Craftsmen like blacksmith Rick Furrer find fulfillment in focused, skilled labor. In knowledge work, the connection between depth and meaning is less obvious but just as real. By dedicating time to challenging, important tasks, you create a sense of purpose and accomplishment that shallow work can't match. Science shows that what we focus on shapes our experience of life. Author Winifred Gallagher discovered that by choosing to focus on positive aspects of life, even during difficult times, she could improve her happiness. Our brains construct our reality based on where we direct our attention. Spending time in deep work focused on meaningful tasks leads to a richer, more satisfying life. Ecologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's research on flow reveals that people are happiest when fully immersed in challenging activities. Flow occurs when your mind is stretched to its limits in pursuit of something worthwhile. Deep work is perfectly suited to generate flow, making your work not only productive but deeply satisfying. The more flow experiences you have, the higher your overall life satisfaction. Philosophers Hubert Dreyfus and Sean Dorrance Kelly argue that craftsmanship provides a sense of sacredness and meaning. The craftsman doesn't arbitrarily decide what's valuable. Meaning is found in the skill and care applied to the work. This approach can be applied to knowledge work as well. By treating your work as a craft and striving for mastery, you tap into a deep source of fulfillment. You don't need a glamorous job to find meaning. The satisfaction comes from how you approach your work, not the specifics of the job itself. Whether you're a writer, marketer, or consultant, treating your work as a craft and committing to deep work can transform even routine tasks into sources of pride and fulfillment. The key is to focus on mastery and continuous improvement. Cultivating craftsmanship requires deep work. Mastering skills and applying them at a high level demands focused, undistracted effort. By committing to deep work, you not only improve your abilities but also transform your job into a source of meaning and satisfaction. This approach can turn even the most ordinary roles into opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Across neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy, the evidence is clear. A life built around deep work is more meaningful and satisfying. Whether you're crafting swords or writing code, dedicating time to focused, challenging tasks enriches your experience and helps you reach your full potential. In a world that rewards depth, embracing this approach is both practical and fulfilling. Architect David Dewey's concept of the eudaimonia machine illustrates how physical spaces can support deep work. The machine is a series of rooms, each designed to guide users from inspiration to deep concentration. While most of us don't have access to such a space, we can create our own rituals and environments that minimize distractions and foster focus. The key is to be intentional about where and how you work. Modern life bombards us with distractions. Studies show that people fight desires to check email, browse the web, or take breaks from hard work all day long. The urge to avoid deep work is strong and persistent. Overcoming these distractions requires more than willpower. It demands routines and rituals that make focus the default, not the exception. Research shows that willpower is a finite resource. The more you use it to resist distractions, the weaker it becomes. That's why it's so hard to maintain focus throughout the day. Instead of relying on willpower alone, successful deep workers build habits and routines that reduce the need for constant self-control. By making deep work automatic, you conserve willpower for when you need it most. Consistently achieve deep work, you need to develop routines and rituals that support focus. This might mean setting aside specific times for deep work, creating a dedicated workspace, or following a pre-work ritual to signal your brain it's time to concentrate. The goal is to minimize the willpower required to start and maintain deep work sessions, making focus a natural part of your day. One effective strategy is to schedule deep work into your calendar, just like any other important commitment. By blocking out time for focused effort, you protect it from interruptions and competing demands. Whether it's an hour each morning or several hours once a week, making deep work a regular part of your routine increases your chances of success. Rituals help signal to your brain that it's time for deep work. This could be as simple as making a cup of coffee, clearing your desk, or listening to a specific playlist before starting. Over time, these cues become associated with focus, making it easier to transition into a state of deep concentration. The more consistent your rituals, the more effective they become. To make room for deep work, you need to minimize shallow tasks. This means batching emails, limiting meetings, and setting boundaries around communication. By reducing the time spent on low-value activities, you free up mental energy and time for the work that truly matters. It's not about eliminating shallow work entirely, but about keeping it in its place. Protecting your focus means saying no to unnecessary commitments and guarding your time fiercely. This might involve turning off notifications, setting your phone aside, or letting colleagues know when you're unavailable. The more you defend your deep work time, the more productive and satisfied you'll become. Being comfortable with boredom is a powerful skill. In a world of constant stimulation, allowing yourself to be bored trains your mind to resist the urge for distraction. This ability makes it easier to settle into deep work when it's time to focus. Practice spending time without your phone or other distractions, and notice how your capacity for concentration grows. Deep work isn't just for the office. Disconnecting from work and technology in the evenings allows your mind to recharge and be present with family and friends. This separation between work and leisure not only improves your well-being but also makes your deep work sessions more effective. Make it a habit to fully unplug after work hours. To stay motivated, track your deep work hours and accomplishments. Keeping a simple log or journal helps you see your progress over time and identify patterns that support or hinder your focus. Celebrate your wins and adjust your routines as needed to keep improving. Consistent tracking turns deep work into a sustainable habit. Deep work is a skill that can always be refined. Regularly review your habits and look for ways to improve your focus and productivity. Experiment with different routines, environments, and tools to find what works best for you. The journey to mastery is ongoing, and each step brings you closer to your full potential. As you develop your deep work skills, share your experiences and strategies with colleagues and friends. Encouraging a culture of focus can benefit your entire team or organization. Lead by example and help others see the value of minimizing distractions and prioritizing meaningful work. Together, you can create an environment where deep work thrives. Building a deep work habit isn't always smooth. There will be setbacks, days when distractions win or routines are broken. The key is to be patient and persistent. Reflect on what caused the setback, adjust your approach, and get back on track. Over time, your ability to focus will strengthen and setbacks will become less frequent. Take time to celebrate your deep work achievements, big or small. Whether it's completing a challenging project, mastering a new skill, or simply maintaining focus for a set period, acknowledging your progress reinforces the habit. Celebrations can be as simple as taking a break, sharing your success, or reflecting on your growth. Imagine a future where deep work is the norm, not the exception. Organizations design environments that support focus, individuals prioritize meaningful tasks, and distractions are minimized. In this world, creativity, innovation, and satisfaction flourish. By embracing deep work now, you become a pioneer in shaping this future for yourself and those around you. Journey to deep work is personal and ongoing. Start small, build routines, and gradually increase your capacity for focus. Remember, a deep life is a good life, rich in meaning, achievement, and satisfaction. As you cultivate this skill, you'll unlock new levels of productivity and fulfillment. Embrace the challenge and let deep work become your superpower in the 21st century.